I got some water to go along with this episode. Let's try not to say anything that bad so editing won't be that much of a hell for me. Okay? Like, let's not mention anything that can't be mentioned. Because that's usually what you do. I just say bad things that aren't allowed on YouTube. You know? Like, but you usually just, like...
I'm just like, hold on, I need to get a message across. You can just take it out.
Like, I think the last one you were talking about that... I'm recording right now because, you know, whatever. Last time you started talking about the fucking comic you guys are working on.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was like, Jacob... No, and before you did it, you went, hold on, wait, pause it, cut from here. And I was like, what the fuck? It's like, don't do that. This is just adding a lot of work to my plate.
Nah, bro, you just cut it out. You're not doing anything to it.
You know, it's easier because usually I edit it still, even if we didn't say anything bad, because I cut out long wafts of silent. So it's easy to detect that with an audio length, right? But if I have to listen to the whole shit, if I say, like, oh, I fucking kill babies or some shit, you know? Like something bit worse than that, because I'm going to keep that in. But if I said something like horribly profanity, like, you know, for example, I'm not going to say anything, actually. But I have to fucking look through it and look for it, you know? But if I know beforehand, like, I guess I could timestamp it. If I'm really that pissed off about it, I can totally open the notes on my phone and be like, "Ooh, here you go, here's a little fucking thing." Anyway, welcome back to the Slightly Derivative Podcast after another hiatus.
We don't even know what we're talking about today.
Yeah, I have no fucking clue what we're talking about. We should probably decide that real quick before we I don't know why I just started off right now.
I know you just started. I was like, I've not talked to.
Okay. So real quick, I marked down 2 o'clock on my phone. I mean, 2 minutes. I'm so not okay.
2
right
p.m.
2 p.m. Okay, what should we talk about first? Why there's been another hiatus? Probably that'd probably be important. Talk about why there was another one. I mean, I'm pretty sure people are curious. I mean, people on Twitter have been raving. They were very upset.
No, they're just excited that it's coming back.
Is this episode gonna have the I doubt it's gonna. First of all, I don't even want to use Richard's song. Sorry, Richard, if you're listening.
Just make one.
I guess I should just make one myself. But there's soon. Okay, listen. I'm just fucking. I'm just gonna keep all this in. Listen here, guys. All right. I've been wanting to rebrand the podcast a little bit, add a new picture, and add like new music in the beginning, because right now we're just using like a theme from Super Mario World, and I like the picture you drew actually. It's just I think it needs a redux, you know. And didn't you draw one? Didn't you draw a good one?
I just sketched some. I sketched something out.
I liked it when you showed me it.
Yeah, the pose was a little more dynamic for you. I think if there's anything I want to rework from that original one, it'd be the drawing of you.
Is the yeah, because I look like a fucking like Steven Universe like background character in it. I mean, just look at me. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's on screen right now, guys.
Well, it's just I don't draw like that anymore. So
I told you to get rid of the Cal Art smile you gave me.
Oh yeah, because I had him showing it. He was flashing his shiners before. So
also, which I can't really do. It's like hard for me. My teeth are like weirdly shaped because they're not like off-centered, so I don't need braces. But like I have very sharp teeth in the front.
Oh.
Which makes it like odd for me to like smile. But like I don't care. I don't like smiling with my teeth. I could actually. I've been learning to do it. Like I've just been slowly, just kind of slightly doing it. Because I'm one of those people that like can't full on toothy grin. I don't
like doing the beta male smile.
I kind of like have to open my mouth a little bit so it doesn't look fucking ridiculous. Because then I just look like a fucking cartoon character if I don't do that.
The beta male smile.
I flash the beta male smile sometimes at some people. the famous beta male smile.
I just, I don't know, man. Whenever anyone takes a picture with me at like school or whatever, I always do this one specific fucking face where I just, I scrunch my fucking like eyes and nose up like I'm really confused or disgusted with them, and that's the face I have.
I usually do my
every picture in like a fucking public setting, and if I'm not wearing a Spider-Man costume,
if I know it,
sometimes when I am.
Even when you're wearing your costume, you're just flashing that
No,
fucking look.
when my mask is off and like let's say I'm doing a photo shoot with a friend or something, and I fucking and they take a picture when we're not like posing or some shit. We're just sitting on a bench. I always do the same fucking look.
I always I've always like I think I've asked this before, but it's really like curious to me. Like, how is it like going up to like kids that like see you and are like, it's fucking Spider-Man? Like, how is that? Like, is that cool? Like,
it's
like taking pictures with them. Like, is that like cool for you?
I haven't taken pictures like I don't really have any of the pictures themselves, like, you know.
Oh
If
yeah,
a
because
picture
because
taken,
the kids, the parents
well,
probably have them.
if a picture gets taken, like usually I'm not the one like taking it, right?
Yeah.
Like, or whoever I'm with isn't taking it. But you know, it's usually the parent, so I don't ever see how the picture came out or whatever. But it's always like, you know, you get that feeling of like, oh, I made someone happy today, and you know, it's this little moment.
I usually kind of get that when I just make people laugh. Because that's like my main
Yeah.
goal when I'm in class, is like I need to make everyone in this classroom roar with laughter. Otherwise, I'm not doing my job. Otherwise, why am I coming to the school? That's usually what I think when I do some stupid stuff.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring up, because no one's gonna be able to look this up because it got taken down, but you were recently put on one of those like hot, cute Instagram guys.
Oh yeah,
Profiles, and I told Molly about it because
that's
my
not
friend.
the first time that's happened either.
No, but this was odd because I was chilling in class.
The first time this has happened.
No, but it was it was a funny experience for me because I was chilling in class, and you remember
You were
I was in school.
Because I wasn't at school that day because the hurricane was fucking just chilling over the Bahamas and
I was just chilling in fucking
threatening me. In
I was
Georgia.
just chilling in English class, bro. Like I was
You were
just
like,
relaxing. No, because my friend Shannon, she was what's her name in the Chaos in Xavier server when she used to be a mod. She texted me.
Oh yeah.
She DM'd me the fucking, shout out to you by the way. She fucking DM'd me the photo and was like, "Isn't this your best friend?" And I responded with, "Yes, that is in fact my best friend." As I proceeded to look at the comments and see that it is all old men saying this is a sexy young man, and I'm just like, this is fucking disgusting. So then I sent it to Molly because I wanted to see a reaction.
Yeah, once again, not the first time that's happened.
That's weird, dude. I can never imagine that happened to me because I'm just like a fat slab of meat. And I don't know. I don't show myself really that often.
Well, it's like I feel like
does that creep you out like at all?
I think the first time it had more of an effect, because it's like, oh, that's weird. but the thing was that made me like, you know, I'm not fucking going crazy about it or anything. Like I'm not like fucking terrified or some shit. Is that the first time it happened, and I saw it, I just like fucking just DM'd the account, and the person running it was just like, "Oh shit, my bad, I didn't realize," and it was just a nice little experience and took it down. So I was like, "Oh okay." Right.
When I saw it,
he was just a person behind the being horny on main. So it was like, oh okay, they're just.
I fucking saw it like for the first time, I was like my first reaction was just, this is fucking hilarious. I was like, this is funny.
Yeah, like it's not.
I didn't think it was that serious, but then everyone in my area,
okay,
like everyone in my area that I told it about, aka Shannon and Molly, were acting like it was literally like the worst thing that they've ever seen, which I can understand, especially if like Molly, because you're her fucking boyfriend. But like I was just like, this is fucking funny. Like I sent it to everyone. I was like, this is funny.
I mean, shit, what are you gonna do, man? I fucking like just put spandex on, and that's almost the only thing I post. What do you expect?
What makes me laugh is I think the bio said like 18+ pictures only, and I was like, they did not do the research. It says like 16 in your bio. I'm pretty sure. Like, yeah, like that's not like, they did no research. How did they even get that photo if they didn't look at your bio?
We're approaching though. We're getting a little closer to when like it's gonna be a lot harder for me to get those taken down from accounts.
Oh yeah. Because you're like,
If I ask
Jesus
right now and I'm like,
Christ.
I'm a child, they can get in trouble. But if I ask
If
in
you're
like a
like,
couple, if I ask in like a year, basically,
you're fucking like
I'm
100% being kept on that page.
yeah, they're just like, eh.
Also, I don't think I think the main problem Molly had was that it was fucking inappropriate because you were underage. But but
Yeah,
also that's just weird having your
yeah,
boyfriend.
yeah.
Like if I saw, I mean, I don't have a girlfriend right now. We'll talk about that later. if if I had a
That didn't
girlfriend,
happen. That was a reveal
hey guys, I'm single. Anyway,
from the last
from the last
fucking
one where I was like,
podcast.
I'm not even gonna restate any. Let's just gloss over it real quick. If I had a girlfriend and I just saw her on like a page of like, or a boyfriend. Wait, I'm not allowed to talk about that. Okay.
What do you mean you're not allowed?
I don't.
Who made you sign a contract that
I don't
said I can't do this one?
I don't want to talk. Anyway, if I had a girlfriend, let's gloss over all of this shit. If I had a girlfriend and she was like, she was put on, she was like a famous cosplayer, and she was put on this fucking like page, like look at this
that
hot,
happens
sexy
all the time,
girl.
though.
I'm just like, I'd be like, that's fucking weird, and I'm gonna
That
DM
happens
this person
all the time, though.
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't like. How many times do you think that's happened to you though? Like specifically
To
you?
me, I think that's happened maybe like 2 or 3 times now.
Jesus Christ. I mean, like it's gonna happen more. Like no doubt, because you
The
were
first time it happened, I was fucking like,
flabbergasted.
well, no, not even, because it wasn't like as bad on that account, because that account was like pretty tame. But the first time it really happened was I was in like 8th grade, I think.
8th grade, Jesus, and you
Yeah,
were
I
put
know.
on like a. Oh, that's weird.
Dude, I'm fucking attractive, man. I can work my
Put
way
that on
around
a
the
T-shirt.
numbers. I can work my way around the numbers.
Yeah, that's like. You're not like that's what makes me angry about us as a duo. Is like you're just so much more attractive than me. I feel like a Drake and Josh type thing going on here. Where I'm just like,
it's fucking hot. What
Josh
are you
Pick's
talking
hot now. I'm talking about season like 1. You know, like Josh was the funny
God,
fat
man,
one.
What do you mean?
Josh was the funny fat
Bro,
one.
I'd cuddle up next to Josh.
Listen here, the reason they fucking like canceled Drake and Josh was because he was skinny. He wasn't fat anymore. It wasn't funny.
Yeah, right. Okay, here's the thing: is that like, not health wise, of course, but like marketably, season 1 Josh was where they were hitting it right.
Yeah, because he was a funny fat
Because
guy
he was
who
funny,
would.
attractive. I'd sleep with him.
Would you sleep with Josh Peck, but like season 1 Josh Peck?
Well, I don't. He was. I think at that point he was like our age.
Maybe. Yeah, he was like that our age. Yeah.
Yeah, he's younger.
And then he was like.
So yeah.
He lost his virginity during that really awkward stage where he was losing that weight, but he still kind of had it on. I think it was like season 3 or something.
Why do you know this?
Because I watched his channel and he was talking about it, and he lost his virginity because he has a series on his channel where he talks about where people lose their virginity, and he talked about his, and it was during that awkward stage, and I was like, man, I hope I don't lose weight and that happens then, because that's just like the worst time. It's just like. Anyway, let's gloss over this.
My brain is doing
numbers. And you know.
Have you heard that Drake Bell's been talking with Josh about a fucking Drake and Josh revival?
I would be so down for that.
He was talking about it recently, and they were talking like, if they do it, it has to be like, there has to be some creativity to it, and it has to be kind of this like special thing. It can't just be Drake and Josh, but now they're in college.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself right now, I was going to say it as a joke, but they should make like a really gritty, realistic like Drake and Josh remake.
One of them becomes like a fucking
like
addict.
one of them becomes like a really crazy like drug addict. Like let's just say like Drake is like a stoner. Like they're in college and Drake's just like a hardcore stoner. Like they bring like the show back to like TBS or like some fucking like
HBO big fucking budget.
It like shows Drake fucking all the girls that he hooks
like
up with.
It's like a fucking crime show. Like Daredevil season 1 level shit.
Or make it like Drake got famous, right? Let's like Drake got famous because he's a singer or whatever in the show.
Josh was smart, wasn't
And
he?
Josh was smart, so let's just act like Josh is like in Harvard and Drake dropped out because he's like a famous like fucking boy now, you know? So that would be like the plot of the show is them like reconnecting because like they fucking went on their separate tracks of life, bro. You know? Like they're both in their 20s now. They ain't in high school anymore. This ain't no rodeo. I mean, this is the rodeo. Is that the term? I don't know. But basically,
Their first rodeo is the term. But...
yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. That would be a really nice plot for that show. It's just Drake and Josh just coming back.
But yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with the
I hope something actually happens and they don't just like cock tease us.
Because if that ends up being the case, then
it's probably gonna be a Netflix show.
I'm gonna be on like 100% on fucking this side of this was just Drake saying some dumb bullshit.
Oh yeah, I mean we should
Josh
shouldn't
hasn't said anything about it. Drake just.
I don't know if Josh would want to. I mean, how could he turn down the money, first of all? But like like I feel like if it happens, it's going straight to Netflix. Like there's no fucking way that's going on Nickelodeon. Especially since I don't know because Dan Schneider is not even going to be on it anymore.
Well, because I feel like
it's not going to be the same show.
I feel like Nickelodeon owns the rights to like those characters.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. But like
they'd have to do some kind of legal thing.
I know Dan Schneider's...
You know what? It might go on Netflix, but it might be like the Invader Zim and
yeah, that might be it.
Nick licensed that to have it go on Netflix.
You know, I know Dan Schneider's like a fucking pedophile, but I don't think like the show would be good without him. Because that was like the best
they could
show.
Just get a good writer that doesn't like fucking children.
Well, he just liked feet. I think he fucked a couple children actually. Wasn't there that theory that he fucked that girl?
There was one on that one show.
Zoe 101.
Like, yeah, that just like
she got pregnant
one day.
And then like Dan Schneider was just awfully quiet about it. Wasn't she booted off the show too?
Well, yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude, that's really incriminating.
Can't do the show with you know.
That's like Courtney Love levels of how are you not arrested, you know? Like that's just like kind of that's just obvious.
Is it obvious?
I think dude, he loves feet. Have you seen those like videos of him?
Courtney Love though.
Courtney Love, listen. I'm an advocate of Courtney Love murdered Kurt Cobain.
We're getting into some deep topics.
Courtney Love fucking killed him. I was watching this documentary.
I think
about it.
The biggest thing that I've always been on the fence about with that one is that like they say that the handwriting like changed or on the note or something.
It did. That's true.
That's like the biggest thing about it to me.
And you want to know something? You want to know something true?
I feel like a reasonable explanation for why that may have happened with our, with our story that like we go by legal.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, a theorization, but is that like Kurt probably had written that when he was fucking ODing, and I feel like when you're ODing, your fucking handwriting's gonna look a little different.
Okay, but here's some
here's
some shit I heard though. Like this makes it kind of like okay. I think this is true, by the way. I'll have to do my research on this because I might make a video on this. Like this shit's crazy. Like it was said that soon after like what Kurt Cobain what happened, the shotgun, Courtney Love fucking burned it to a crisp.
Oh.
She put it in a furnace and burnt it to a crisp. Right after it happened, when there was about to be some investigation.
Huh.
I don't remember her reason, but I think that happened. Everyone listening can prove me the fuck wrong if you want to.
Yeah, because that's
but I'm pretty sure that happened.
Yeah, because that'd be like whatever her reasoning being, like even if she's innocent,
mm-hmm.
that's still like tampering with evidence.
That is fucking illegal.
You can't touch that.
She burned it. I think a police officer helped her. I think she paid him off. Like I think she fucking murdered Kurt Cobain. Have you ever listened to Kurt Cobain's cover of "And I Love Her" by the Beatles? It's the saddest shit. You can tell he's just like in a not good place, and Courtney Love is probably abusing him. You know, trying to take all of his money.
Man, we're really coming for Courtney.
Fuck you, Courtney Love. She's not listening. What do you mean? Like this isn't like me talking about like shit on like Xavier or something. This is not like something she's gonna listen to.
This isn't you on the Oscars after having Donald Trump on your talk show and then talking shit about him at the Oscars.
This isn't like me being like, hey, listen, I'm gonna call out fucking who's someone in our community.
I'm calling out Slither Boy.
I'm calling out Slither Boy.
I told him to make a video on me, and it hasn't happened yet.
So I'm gonna make a video on him. This is happening. But yeah, me as personally, I believe that Courtney Love killed Kurt Cobain, and you don't have to agree with me there. All right, that's just me being a.
I just haven't looked into it.
I want to look into it. There's this documentary that I watched a while ago.
To not just go with what is, legally confirmed.
Yeah.
The story that's on the paper. Let's
talk about where we've been, because it's been 20 minutes into the podcast, and once again, after I promised we would be back for like a while,
well, there's consistent uploads somehow during school.
Everything
and then summer vacation happened, and then we just didn't.
Yeah, all right. So let's
it's
just
odd, right?
you guys are gonna sense a pattern here. I went through something again. I was not in a good mental state.
Stops, it means
when the show. Okay, just listen here. If this podcast stops again after this for a long period of time, I'm probably sad or stressed. It's just like, man. As I mentioned earlier,
feel like even now, what it's been recently, because like I'm starting to think, I come home and I still, so far, haven't done anything really for school, but like I'm starting to be given a lot more shit to do.
I've been given shit for a while now.
Yeah, like I can't the stuff I usually work on after school, might have to start taking a back seat now because they're actually going to start giving things to do during my junior year.
It's just like, as I mentioned earlier, this isn't the only thing that happened. As I mentioned earlier, I am no longer in a relationship, and it was a semi-long. I'm not gonna get into it that much, but let's just say it kind of fucked me up, like bad.
Ben, are you breaking up with me?
Yeah, Jacob, I'm sorry. Slightly Derivative podcast is over. I'm sorry, guys. Make sure to subscribe.
I can't believe this.
No, I'm not stopping this. Why would I do that? That's the only thing that gets me views. No, but I went through a real creative slump. I went through a real moment where I was questioning what I was doing, blah, blah, blah. Basically, now I just don't care. Now I just fuck you, take what I give you. That's just kind of... It's just I've been feeling better lately. And I decided yesterday, I was like, you know what? I'm finally going to record a Slightly Derivative podcast. And look at us. We're 24 minutes in already.
Yeah.
Everything's going smoothly. My dick is hard.
I'm holding your hand.
You're holding my hand. My pussy's wet. Everything's going good.
You're leaking.
I'm leaking a bit, as you can see. If you look down a bit, you can see I'm leaking a little. You're leaking. You're fucking leaking. Have you ever
sit up your chair, bro?
Jacob, have you ever listened to the Beatles?
Yes. What do you mean? Have I ever?
But have you ever listened?
I've done it with you.
But have you ever listened to the Beatles?
Like the ones that like crawl around.
Yeah.
Wait,
actual Beatles, like the stink Beatles, or what are they called? The ones that stink.
Oh, like a stink bug.
A stink bug. You know them?
Yeah.
I remember one time when I was a kid, I saw one on the playground, and then my friend was like, "Oh, be careful, it's a stink bug," and I was just like, "What's that?" And he was like, "If you kill it, it sort of stinks up the whole area." Yeah. And I say, that's a lie, right? And then I continued.
And then you killed it, and you were like, "No!"
And then I grabbed the palm of my hand and just squashed the fucking bug.
God.
And it stinked up my whole arm. It was just disgusting smelling. And when I got home, I had to just like take a long bath. And
that's awful.
It was the worst because I just didn't believe him. I was like, "This fool he thinks he can fool me. This bug can't make me stink. It's a little tiny bug." And then I killed it, and then it made me smell horrible.
You didn't understand the concept of things similar to mustard gas back then.
I really didn't. I mean, it just stank. It was a stinky
if somebody had told you that in the war they used mustard gas to kill several people, you'd be like,
why would I know that as a
air
child?
Can't kill me.
I have a lot of distant memories of elementary school.
I thought you were gonna say I have a lot of distant memories of the war.
I do also have distant memories of the war because I was in.
I love that clip.
I'm
sorry to cut you off for a minute, but I love the fucking clip from the Krusty Krab training video where it's explaining Mr. Krabs' origin. He goes, after the war, Mr. Krabs was in a depressive state.
Oh yeah, and it's like a realistic painting of like
the painting of him just
Mr. Krabs
sitting
just chilling
in the dark with
it's
some
like,
light just kind of coming in from the blinds.
That's like the best fucking SpongeBob episode.
After the war.
After the war. Mr. Krabs went through a deep depression.
Yeah.
He was just sitting there all sad. First of all, he was in the war. Second of all,
what
Mr.
war?
Krabs. Yeah, what war? Was it the Bikini Bottom War? Was it the battle for Bikini Bottom?
It was the one that the fucking nukes are tested on that island for.
Oh yeah, and then the Map Pack game theory. Was that a Map Pack game theory? What theory was that? It was some.
Well,
theory.
I think it's also like it has like a bit of leniency, but
is that truth?
Well, I think that island, its like name or something is like the name of. Well, it's similar to a name of an island that is a nuke test island.
What is the island's name?
I don't know.
Goo Lagoon.
Yes, when after they nuke everything, all the fucking animals there just become goo, so they start calling it Goo Lagoon.
Ah, Goo Lagoon.
It's just like dead fucking Bikini Bottom inhabitants. And they swim in it.
SpongeBob walks out of his house and is saying, "I'm ready." He just goes. And Squidward, and then someone knocks on Squidward's door and goes, "The red mist is coming."
The red mist is coming.
The red mist is coming.
That's not from the actual Squidward suicide. That's like from the off-brand second one, isn't it?
No, isn't that from the first? I don't know. I've never read Squidward Suicide in full.
I used to be really into creepypasta.
I was into it for a bit, but I would just listen to them read it, and then I would just be like, "Oh, I'm so scared."
I would listen to guys like Mr. Creepypasta read it.
Yeah, me too.
And that's kind of like, I don't know if that was like exactly his start, but I know that's definitely where he was gaining some numbers. Some Ordinary Gamers used to read a lot of creepypastas. And I love Mutahar. He's fucking like
Mutahar's just like a cool guy in general.
I know he's so down to earth in his content, bro. Like he's just like, it's not a character. I don't think that he's playing at all. It's just him.
I was really scared of.
I really appreciate that.
One of my favorites. I was really scared of Ben Drowned.
Yeah. Dude, those videos even still the sound of them freaks me out. And when I see the fucking the actual in-game model, that thing,
the statue is fucking creepy. Why was that even
on its own without the creepypasta? I was already on.
Yeah, no, that's why I didn't like it. I didn't really care about the fucking story. I just didn't like the fucking statue. I thought it was really creepy.
Yeah,
I never liked it.
I hate the statue and the sound of all those videos because it's
all. Oh yeah. It's creepy, like the sound of unhealing, dude.
The creepypastas with the videos that go along with them are some of the best ones.
Oh yeah. I was really scared of Tails Doll when I was a kid.
Tails Doll, I feel like
Tails Doll scared the shit out of me. I was just like, what is this?
When I was a little younger, I think the most it ever did was unsettle me. But and being a big Sonic fan, that was one of the more popular ones on my end of the creepypasta spectrum. That one in Sonic.exe. I just thought Sonic.exe was cool.
I didn't think it was cool. I thought it was kind of scary, and I was just
I didn't ever really think it was scary because the creepypasta is fucking bad. But what I thought was cool is that one guy just made the game.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was cool, and he kept updating it every now and then, and just adding some stuff that wasn't in the story. Like he added a section the last I checked that you could play with
Mm-hmm.
Sonic for like kind of an after credits kind of thing, like where the story ends and the game ends and you get the game over screen and everything. There's a section where you play as like regular Sonic in like hell or some shit,
What?
and it's got like some kind of it sounds like fucking like Indian chanting in the background mixed in with the
I've
shit.
never even
It's a
seen
little
that.
it was a little unsettling, but it was neat. But I thought that was cool that guy just made the game.
Sonic.exe, man, that was a time. Like, when that whole thing, like, creepypastas were really big for a while.
They really, I feel like, you know what caused a major decline and like kind of put them back on like the like subcategory of like some genre. You know, they're not on the big overall spectrum anymore.
Yeah, well, what do you think happened?
That Slender Man stabbing.
Oh,
I
yeah, that makes a lot of
think that
sense.
really made us have to bury that whole. Uh,
That whole shit was kind of fucked.
yeah,
Jesus.
that was wild. And
Can't, be-
like,
can't believe it.
I
Kind of.
don't, I don't, I don't think that's an excuse to say that media causes violence. I think those girls were just fucking
Yeah,
a
I
little
think
crazy.
I think that there's a little
Those girls just
crazy.
had some problems. That wasn't the media's fault
Like
because
that's.
I love creepypastas, but I didn't stab anyone.
I've never really. I was about to say I've never really had the drive to stab anybody, and I'm just gonna go with that. I've never really had the drive to stab anybody, but
I,
and I like. It's not
Dave
like
Chappelle did this great bit about fucking school shootings one time where it was in his recent stand up. I think he did this really good bit where he's talking like, man, school used to, you know, everyone fucking hates school, but like I had never even had the thought of I should fucking kill everyone in school. And then at the very end of the fucking special, he he was talking about being poor as a kid
mm-hmm.
and how he asked for like it was some shit like $3 because the homecoming dance or whatever the hell it was like $3 to get in and
Yeah.
And his dad didn't have it because they were poor and he was like, you know what, son, look through the change jar. There's probably $3 in there. So he comes to the dance with all these coins, and he's frantically, you know, at the front of the line trying to count it all so that he's not taking too long. And he's starting to get real embarrassed, and kids behind him are starting to laugh. And he was like, and in that moment, I thought to myself, I should kill everyone in school.
Oh
I
shit!
think that's what he closes off the special with.
I should kill everyone in this school. It's really fucked up how that's just like a thought that goes through people's minds now.
But no, okay, but here's the thing. I feel like it's never been easier to just carry it out nowadays.
Oh yeah, no, it's like scary. To the point where it has to be scary, and you have to be weird. You have to be like very weary now about that. Like that's just not good. You know, I remember hearing about Sandy Hook when that first happened, and me being like, "How could that ever like really happen?"
I feel like as a kid I was completely unaware of Sandy Hook happening, but like
I was very aware for some reason. I don't know.
I mean I feel like that was more. Where is Sandy Hook? That's more up north from like where I am, isn't it? It's like East Coast still.
Yeah, it is.
Um, but yeah, I was really unaware of when that happened. I
No,
didn't
but
hear about.
like I was thinking like as a kid, like that's fucked up. I was like, this is fucked up. My parents were like, this doesn't happen often, Ben. Like this is a messed up situation, right? I remember everyone talking about it, and I was like, wow, man, glad this isn't gonna happen for a while. And then it just started happening a lot, and I was like, oh,
Yeah,
I
man,
guess this is
scary
life
fucking
now.
climate we live in now. I don't know when it's gonna change, honestly, because like, you know, I'm sure back in the Great Depression they thought that shit was gonna last forever, but you know, things changed eventually. So,
Yeah,
you know, you just gotta hold out hope for a bit. You know, I feel like the longest a problem can ever really last in this country, at least, is like 20, maybe 30 years at most. Because even like the fucking Civil War, you know,
oh yeah,
you'd think they'd be really fucking adamant about keeping their slaves and shit. But you know that only lasts for so long.
Yeah.
You know, history keeps moving. So I think things will change eventually. However, the thing that I feel like me and you are most scared of, that, you know, if it doesn't change, that's it, is
It's the end of the
nuclear
world.
holocaust.
Yeah, like something bad's
If-
gonna happen one day, like something
If
real
two
bad.
people in this country, in this world, if two people just get angry at each other one day, that could be it for all of us.
It is like a very scary thing.
Because it's like we have all these things in place right now that just like we're hoping it doesn't happen. But you know, if we didn't fear that it could happen, we wouldn't have warnings for it.
Like, not even bringing it down to just like school shootings and mass shootings, like the fact that our president has the ability, has just the opportunity to nuke an entire civilization is the scariest fucking thought.
Yeah,
and like
and
other
it's not
countries
just-
have that
it's
too.
not
It's not just
yeah,
us.
They all have that.
Everyone has that opportunity. It's not like that big of a deal anymore. Like, I don't hear people really talking about it that much. I hear some people be like, "Oh, it's scary that we could just die at any moment."
Oh yeah, I feel like in the 50s is when people.
Yeah, that's
were,
what
like,
I was about to say. Like
most
the Cold
scared of
War,
it.
because it was
Yeah,
like
that
new.
Yeah, that was Cold War when people were most afraid of it. But like nowadays, you know, we've gone long enough without it happening. But I know a few years ago people were getting scared.
It was when Trump was elected.
Yeah, Trump was.
It was before and after, because some people before
he was doing some shit. He was doing some shit talking, and people were getting a little nervous. But I feel like now we're kind of at a good little standard, because I feel like
we're fine for right now.
I feel like most countries at the moment, now that we're this far into his term, they got a feel for how he is. You know,
Oh yeah.
he's not gonna do anything too rash. He's just gonna do a little goofs every now and then.
I heard about some people before Trump was elected being worried about, a lot of the people I do actually were worried about Hillary being elected and then fucking Russia nuking us immediately, because Russia fucking hated Hillary.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's really, like, that's scary that we're just trying to have our own election and someone else could get mad at the result.
Yeah.
That's like,
it's very
now that
scary.
I'm really thinking about that, that's terrifying.
That is scary. Anyone could do whatever the fuck they want. We've just been for so long trying to not. We've been trying to kind of keep peace for a while.
Man,
that thought goes through my head.
Nukes were a bad invention.
They were.
Like at least the war just stopped. The second one, at least that one just stopped a little quicker than it would have. But like,
yeah.
I really wish that it had just been like a Captain America thing, just one and done. You know, like one was made and then the guy who made it died and we never knew how to make another. I really wish that's how it would have been. And because like if that had been the case, I feel like there'd be a lot less to worry about.
In general.
Because like I don't understand what the deal was with them thinking we should make them bigger. Like, they already destroy entire cities. I don't know if they need to be bigger, dude. Just, like, if you want a bigger explosion, just use 2. You know? Don't make them bigger. Just use more than 1. Like, because
any country, anytime,
because
just be
now
like...
they're so big that, like, if you fucking launch, like, 1. Like, Russia, I think Russia currently has, like, the biggest one that, like, they wanted to do a test of it. But they were like, this one's so big that we need to do a littler version of this test one so that, like, the guy can fly away from it.
Jesus Christ, that's scary. That's fucked up. That's, like, not okay.
It's so big that if that one went off, I'm pretty sure our planet couldn't recover. Like, it would cloud up the area so largely that it would cause famine because the sun wouldn't be able to make plants grow anymore.
I'm sure we're giving everyone listening very good thoughts right now. I'm pretty sure they're very happy about this, with what we're talking about.
I don't mind podcasts that go into things, but like it just scares me that like even the 2 smallest countries that have like the most limited amount of nukes at the moment, if they got angry at each other, I think it's one of the countries over in the Middle East, I think. Those If two of those countries got angry at each other, and they had if they decided to have a fight with those, it would still probably fuck us up real hard and take us like
Yeah.
maybe 100 years to even recover slightly. Because like more than one probably would happen, and I feel like one would really affect us pretty hardly. But if there's more than one, it's gonna be a long.
We've talked about before, just me and you, how like scary the thought of like getting that emergency alert broadcast that like we're gonna die.
I mean, like I feel like as much as I would love to be, I don't know, man, because like I when I think about it, I'm like, I know a lot about this topic. I feel like if I was like, okay, let's say that let's say it hit the way this fucking hurricane hit Florida. It was just like, oh, it's a
Yeah.
slight breeze and it barely touched us. If radiation had only slightly, if it's only slightly in my area, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I could probably live through and come out of it alive and not like fucking poisoned.
Yeah.
But the thing is though is that if it ever did hit here, we're all fucked. We don't have basements. We're physically incapable of building them because they would flood because we're so close to the fucking the ocean. We're so close to sea level that if you dig, they the soil down there just has water in it. They flood if you make basements here. There's probably maybe one successful basement.
In this whole state.
Yeah, and it's
one
like,
elderly woman in the middle of Florida.
Yeah, there's probably two. There's that one, and then there's Disney. But like Disney's basement is at like it's at ground level. The rest of the park is built above it. Like it's if you were to be walking around fucking Magic Kingdom and then you were instantly teleported anywhere else in Florida, you would fall a story too, because they built it up on a structure so that the land isn't actually on the ground. It's you're above. It's like if you're walking on top of a one story.
That's cool.
Is how high. Yeah, so like the what the fuck do they call it? They're like tunnels and shit underneath. I forget what they call them. But they're they're little areas that they use to travel around the park.
There's some of those in the. There are a lot of actually. Those are all around the Disneyland in Cali.
The utilidors, that's what they're called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even think we're like a story above ground either, though. I think they're actually just below ground.
Yeah, I mean that's it's more. I feel like that's logistically a little more possible because you guys aren't gonna flood them.
Also, we don't have water in general. We're just dying slowly.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, I've heard some stuff like, I don't know if it's Disney World, but I've heard some things about Disneyland, I think, that it's able to, at least back then, it was able to fit pretty much everyone that, like, the normal occupancy of the park, just in them in case of Cold War attacks.
Oh, yeah, that's why they built them.
Well, they built them so that it's easier to get around the park for the...
Yeah, but, like, that's
but
like
also,
one of the...
as a side thing, it can fit every case.
That's scary, though.
But I don't know if Disney World can do that. I'd hope it could, but
celebrities could just walk through that shit like all the time.
Yeah.
Like really, if I like became a famous, very like big celebrity, like rich, I wouldn't even do that. Like that's just losing half of the Disneyland experience. Like you're like not looking at the fucking shit, you know?
Seeing all the secrets.
Like sometimes when I go to Disneyland, I just sit on a bench and just kind of look at people, and just like think like, what are their lives like, you know?
Why do you?
Or just walk around and watch like the multiple like barbershop quartets and shit. Just like walk around, like it's fun. It's just fun to sit there and watch Disneyland happen.
I feel like I kind of have that with Marvel Superhero Island at Universal, because like. I don't go to Disney very often. I'm probably at Disney maybe like once every like 5 years. So I haven't been there in a
I go to
while. It's probably been like 5 or 6 years since. But I'm at Universal like maybe every 2 to 3 years, and right now they had a deal with the annual passes when me and my dad got our passes. They gave us an extra 6 months, so I got a year and a half. But I walk around that park. I used to, when we would go, I would just walk around, pretty frequently. I'm not stopping anywhere or anything. We ride our rides, we go, and at the end of the day, it's typical stuff. But now, when we get to the Marvel area, I'm probably there for like an hour before we leave. I just sit down, I have a good time. I like running around and watching the superheroes and villains walk around and stuff. And it's just interesting. I like sitting, but there's just so much about that area that I just think about. Like there's interactable, there's objects that you can interact with.
Yeah.
So, like there's
I really want to go to fucking Universal Florida in general because the one over here is so barren.
I really small. Like. You guys have Jurassic World now, though.
Oh, we do have Jurassic World.
I've watched the ride of that on YouTube. It's fucking, that shit looks pretty cool. I like the indoors like area with the T-Rex now because it's got both of them, and they made it look like the T-Rex habitat from the first movie.
I want to go.
So it looks like a jungle on the inside. It's fucking.
I want to go on it. I want to go to Universal in general. I think I want to go for Holiday Horror Nights. What is it called? Yeah, it's called that.
Halloween Horror Nights.
Halloween. Why did I say holiday?
Holiday, some Christmas shit.
I'm so tired right now. Like I just said holiday. Okay, but I really want. I want to go to fucking Universal Florida, like real bad. I just want to go Florida in general. I mean, I have so many things to do over there now on my bucket list.
Come hang out with me and Joey.
I have to hang out with you and Joey, Tyler. I have a lot of people to just go over and talk to and hang out with. Get all buddy with, and then go to Disney World and also Universal.
Yeah, Universal.
And I'm also friends with Sarah, who lives in Florida.
Oh yeah.
I'm friends with a lot of Floridians, as they say.
I haven't talked to her in like 2 years. I kind of.
Occasionally, we chat. It's just like a high and by kind of thing.
Yeah.
I do like to stay in contact with a lot of people I know, just because it's nice to have people that I know.
I'm like once I realize I think that it's starting to be a little long since I've talked to someone, I like to send them occasional hey text. Not like a hey text, but like if I see something that I know they'd be interested in, I'll share it with them, say something about it. And then maybe they'll reply to it. But
yeah, I try to do that. Because I just like talking to people.
I feel like I'm not as good at it as I should be, but because I start falling out of contact with like people that I talk to pretty fucking regularly. Like, I feel like the person that I talk to the most nowadays, like that I text probably like at least once a day, is Xavier.
Yeah.
Just because like. Fuck, man, we just fucking, we like so much of the same shit, and then also we're working on projects. Like, after we record this one, if we don't get a guest to record one right after. Mm-hmm. We were gonna finish a script for a video that'll be out like at some point eventually.
Ooh, behind the scenes shit. That's why you guys are here.
Yeah.
Truth. There's truth in that fact.
Yeah, we're gonna finish a script for a video
nice.
Concerning some Spider-Mans, but
are you gonna do it in a call?
Yeah.
Can I just like be in the background while writing writing my own script? Just sitting there. I mean, because I've been meaning to write a script for this one video I've been working on, and or I should just probably record some Titanfall footage. That'd probably be better because I kind of need to get that. You know what I wanted to talk about is I know. Actually, real quick, I wanted to add this on the whole like talking to people after a long time without talking to them. Mm-hmm. That recently happened with Noah, the one in with the Good Boys. The Springfield Beast as we call him now.
I watched that video and it's funny. I just wish he had pointed his fucking camera at him better.
Oh yeah, he just has a shitty phone and it was on a plant. he'll do better next time. I told him to do better next time.
I was gonna say that was. I feel like that was like the one thing that held that video back a little.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have like.
Other
a
than that, I was having
camera.
a good time. I was giggling.
It was a fun video. It was funny. It took me a long time to edit, and I didn't even do that good at editing, but it's fine.
It took you a long time because you were just not motivated.
Oh yeah, no, there was just that period where I was not motivated to even get out of my bed.
Yeah.
I was just always in bed. But him like around January, November maybe, like I knew him probably as long as I've known him as long as I've known you, and we always like kind of just talk occasionally. And we had those like calls of like he was just in the VC and then I joined and then we just like we got along, but I never made an effort to talk to him more. And like and then he just started talking to the good boys and then I was like, oh cool. And then we all started talking and now he's just like just fits in perfectly. And it's just weird how I like it took so long for me to genuinely like hang out with him because I was just hanging out with other people. Like I don't know what, like it's just like a weird thing how like people you've known for so long can be like one of your closest friends if you just really just made an effort.
Oh yeah, if you just talk.
If you just talk to them more, they can become more than just like an occasional friend.
I'm trying to think of someone who like was kind of like that because I don't really know. Because I feel like everyone that I talk to, I just stay with them until I eventually fall out of talking with.
I mean, we failed to not talk.
Yeah, I mean, like, sometimes we'll get, like, a week break from each other, but then I'll say something stupid, laugh.
Well, I feel like we took a kind of big break when I was having my mental breakdown, because
I was just, like,
well, you were busy, and I was just, like, not...
I don't even think I was that busy, it was just, like, I'll let you work through your own shit, man.
I was just slowly trying to chip at it, and it worked. I mean, I'm better. I feel better.
Because it's like we can't. If I'm gonna hang out with you, you know, like we're gonna want to watch something. I just felt like if we're gonna hang out, I feel like you're not gonna want to do anything because you were in that state of like I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
So like, it was just like we wouldn't be able to record anything because you're not in the state for that. I just let you work yourself out until you want to hang out and do something.
Yeah.
Here we are.
And here we are recording the podcast. What are your like in-depth opinions? I think I kind of know, but it's just like I've been hearing a lot of mixed shit lately. This is gonna sound weird coming out because it's so random, but like, what are your opinions on like The Dark Knight as a whole? I know I've heard from you the exact sentence I've heard from you is the only good part about this movie is really the Joker, and I'm just like,
as a whole, it works as a movie, I guess. I feel like that interpretation of Batman is definitely not one of my favorites because of like. I feel like if it had gone on longer and they had wanted to do Mr. It would have just been a guy with a fucking fire extinguisher. Not into it. Batman Begins had a cool take, but I feel like I just didn't like Christian Bale in that role as very much.
He isn't like the perfect Batman.
He just like, I feel like he could have pulled Bruce Wayne off pretty good, but like, there was one scene where he like put on the act of like, oh, I'm just goofy philanthropist boy, and it was when he jumped in that like hotel not swimming pool.
Yeah,
there was that one scene, and then he was just never that again. And I don't know why. But
I've heard like from multiple people that some people think that is literally the best movie ever made.
Yeah, I'm not on that side.
I really like it. It's I love that movie. Like I love watching it.
It definitely works, and if I see it on, I'll sit down and I'll watch it until it's over, I think. But like,
I really like it.
The parts that outshine everything else in that movie, in that whole trilogy, really is fucking Heath Ledger as Joker.
He's so fucking
that was
good.
The thing that lasted, because we're still talking about his interpretation of the Joker, like pretty much almost as like almost as much as we talk about Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man.
This might
'Cause
come out after.
we still talk about. Oh, is this gonna come out fucking after that movie?
What, the Joker
After
movie?
Joker?
I don't think it will. But if it does, sorry if we start talking about it and we're like, I don't know what's gonna happen. But like, sorry if that. I'm gonna try to get this one out.
It's got good reviews, so I'm sure it'll be nice.
It got more good reviews than I thought it was gonna get. Honestly, I thought it was gonna get like slight praise, but it got like, I'm seeing people call it like the best movie in like decades, and I'm just like, what? Like, that can't be it. That can't be.
Well,
possible.
it doesn't. I feel like it doesn't help right now that all the fucking people reviewing it just bought the thesauruses.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, goddamn.
Some of those
These
reviews.
people just learn these words.
Like,
I don't even know what some of them mean.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I don't have that big of a vocabulary, but it's not like small. I say some weird shit sometimes that some people are like, "What?"
I've realized that like I talk very differently from like a lot of the other people in my high school, and I feel like it's never shined more than with the current friends that I have, because I'm the only one that fucking talks like like this.
I've been like slowly
it'd
transitioning.
be like comparing a sixth grader's speech to Xavier's.
Oh yeah.
It's like these people talk very differently, but we're all getting along.
I've been described as talking as an old man before.
So have I.
And I think recently I've just been getting.
We say a lot of the same goofy shit as well.
We do. I mean, I'm the only person you've heard ever in your life to say "reeked," except for Spectacular Spider-Man. But I genuinely say that all the time. Like if it's
I've only heard you say it a handful of times.
I say it like around my friends. Like if one of them farts, I'm like, that shit reeked. Like I say that because it's just a vocab. I don't know. I don't even know where it came from. Like I didn't grow up hearing it. I just say it. I just because I think it's a good way to describe something that smells. Has such a
like
negative connotation to it. Like reeked.
A lot of the way I talk comes from Xavier. Like I say a lot of the same dumb goofy shit as him as well. Like
you two are like fucking. I am with that.
He's really rubbed off on me.
You are like, his son.
Not illegally though, because I'm a child. But
yeah, you're like his son. It's like weird. You're like his son.
It's just this thing of like, there's these. It's just like a weird little like passing down of traits, because like he's got like a few goofy little things that he'll say that he's picked up from Matt from Two Best Friends Play, because he used to watch the Best Friends all the time when he was younger, and there was a few things that like Matt maybe said like once that Xavier just thought was so funny that he'll just say them from time to time, and then he'll say it to me, and I'll think it's the funniest shit in the world, and then it's something that I say all the time. Like, the more it gets passed down, the more the person after ends up saying it, is how it's been going. So, like, there's this one joke where, it was probably during some Spider-Man game or something, Matt was playing, with Pat, back in those days. And
yeah, those days.
They were doing some shit where like some goofy fucking shit where like maybe Spider-Man died, or like they fucking just let civilians die, one of those. It's like some meme, and then right after Matt will go, "What a hero," like, and that's something Xavier says a lot, and he's been saying it more because then I started saying it a lot more. Where like we'll be reading some fucking dumb shit that's happened in comics at some point, like fucking Spider-Man, like within the same week as One More Day happening, where Spider-Man makes a deal with the Marvel's equivalent of the devil, to save Aunt May, but in exchange for his unborn child and marriage. The same week that he makes a deal with the devil, he had lunch with God. Like, literally that same week, he had lunch with the One Above All, which is the Marvel version of God. He just had lunch with him.
Jesus Christ.
And he was like, "I'm sure you'll make the right decision when time comes." And then like fucking 5 days later, all right, fuck that guy.
Fuck God.
can you save my Aunt May? And made the worst deal of his life.
Jesus Christ.
But we'll just be talking about that, about how he had lunch the same week as with God, the same week that he made a deal with the devil. Go, what a hero.
What a hero.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Just that kind of thing. I say that all the time now because it's been passed down from him, and you know, it's just stuff like that that we all talk the same.
I just like I do that too. I've rubbed off on Brendan. I've been hanging out with Brendan a lot. Sometimes I just say shit like he does, because whenever I just like say something, he just has. Brendan has a very unique like talking voice, and he's one of the only people when I read a text from him, I read it in his voice because his voice is so distinct. like the fucking recently I've been doing a lot of the yeah because that's just what he does. I say something like, yo Brendan, how about I go over there and I fucking hop on that dick, and then he goes yeah you better Benjamin, you better. That's just how he talks, and then it just makes me laugh, so I start doing that. And Noah also kind of talks like that. He just nah dog, what the fuck you on about? Like, he just kind of talks like that. And so recently I've just been saying you gonna make me act up, because that's just Noah's catchphrase. Noah says that like when we're just like we're being really nice to each other, because you know a lot of people in that group are going through a hard time recently. So sometimes we're just like, I love you, Noah, I love you, and then he goes, oh shit, man, you gonna make me act up.
Yeah, you're gonna make me act up.
You gonna make me act up, and it just makes me laugh. Whatever he says, it makes me laugh. I just pick up shit. It's just like something if you're around people you really like. And I have this really weird sound in my voice when I talk to you that I don't usually have.
Oh yeah, you got a bit of pep in your step sometimes.
I do. Like I just sound different. Like, what is this
You get a
voice
little
I'm doing?
excited.
What is this voice? I don't understand this. This isn't my regular voice. If you met me in real life, I'd be like, hey, what's up? It's Ben. But no, I'm over here.
You get excited when you're talking.
I get excited because I'm just like, I'm with my co-host. I'm not like with my.
No, I'm not with a friend or anything, dude.
I'm not like with my mom. No, fuck you. You're nothing but a co-host to me. You are nothing but a dollar sign in my vision.
Me and Xavier made a joke about money recently, that he was like, "Hey, when we finish this comic, can we mail Dane a bunch of fucking meat?" They're the fucking Spider-Man operation money. From like 2004 from the fucking operation set.
I was having a conversation with my friend about how, because I have a lot of big plans coming up for just a lot of shit I'm gonna be doing with my content, not Xavier. So my friend was like, are you sure you're gonna be like continuing to edit for Xavier? Like, are you gonna have enough time? And I was like, I don't know, man, I might have to just like take a bit of a hiatus. And he was like, is he still gonna be like friends with you? And I was like, what the fuck?
Oh
yeah, is he still gonna be? I was like, what do you fucking mean he's gonna still be friends with me? He's not friends with me because I edit for him. I hope not.
Employee first.
I hope he's not only friends with me because I edit. That'd be fucking awkward. If I was just like, hey, I need to take a break.
I feel like if that were the case, he wouldn't have texted you during troubles.
He wouldn't have been
and given you advice,
making such an effort.
He would.
No, Xavier's such a genuine, caring dude, and I hate every time someone gives him shit on Twitter, or he's just going through a hard time, because he's just like a really kind guy that none of his friends deserve him as a human being. This is just a shout out to him personally. Xavier, if you made it 1 hour and 3 minutes into this podcast, I just want you to know that I love you.
Is that how long it's been?
It's been 1 hour and 3 minutes already.
Wow.
We're 1 hour and 4 minutes in, actually.
Yeah?
It flew by kind of quick. I mean, it's been a while, and we haven't called that much, so we had a lot to talk about, I guess.
Last time we called, we just watched SpongeBob.
Yeah, and then I giggled, and then I have to go to bed because I had to go to school.
And I didn't because hurricane.
Oh yeah, because you're literally were gonna die.
I got 2 days, dude. I had 2 days of school this week, and like honestly, I felt fucking worn out already by this morning.
Yeah,
I woke up and once I was at school, I was like, Jesus Christ, I feel like I've been here all week.
I fucking, dude, it's sucky. It's so bad. And like I don't even know if I can start recording some stuff. I mean, I can work on some shit tonight. I don't know if we're gonna record a second one tonight, but if we do, I don't know how late I'm staying up tonight because I don't have anything to do. It's the weekend. I'm not required to do shit,
dude. I'm gonna be up all night probably because I was up. I was awake for a little bit because I was upstairs, and then I came downstairs and put it on I think I was watching Angry Video Game Nerd at first, and then I switched over to a Super Mega compilation, and then I fell asleep, and then I woke up. I woke up just enough to be like conscious, but I was still laying down and like sleeping for like a good 30 seconds, and then I was like, "It's so dark in here. Wait, hold up! I was doing a podcast today. Fuck, what time is it?"
I mean, that's fine because we usually record it kind of late at night anyway.
Yeah, it worked out, but I was like, fuck, if I wake up and it's like 3 a.m., I'm done.
I might have been awake.
Yeah, you might have been, but like, fuck, it would have been so late already that like, what I feel like we gotta. It's a very specific time that we have to record these. It has to be like, I have to be a little drowsy because that's when I just start talking about random bullshit, so that I'm good for recording a show where we just fucking talk. But like,
content.
you have to be in the state where you're not tired, like, because I like doing the show when I'm a little more tired because that's how I get, but you have to be like not very tired, because if you're too tired you aren't gonna want to talk very much.
Oh, when I get tired, when I get like super fucking crusty tired, all I want to do is yell at everyone and then go to bed, but like or just like fall asleep in my chair.
Yeah,
I mean, right now I'm tired, like but I'm still talking. I don't know why actually, but I'm like I can feel it in the back of my eyes. But I know I'm like staying up like kind of late tonight. Like that's just like given, just by how tonight's gonna play out probably. You know. It's just I don't know. It's been really. I don't know. I've been sleeping. I mean, it's just been a mixture of not sleeping enough and sleeping too much. I've just been a whole mess recently when it's come to sleep. It's too much.
Dude, I'm fucking like, Friday night was, wait, today's Friday night. Thursday night was fucking crazy, dude, because like I was out that day, and like I had gotten maybe, I think it was less, maybe an hour of sleep that day. So I came into school tired, and then I left school tired, but also had plans to go to the mall to hang out with my friend during their break.
Oh yeah, you told me that.
Because working at the fucking food court is really taxing on the spirit.
That sounds horrible. Honestly, I should not take my editing life for granted.
I can't fucking, I couldn't imagine having to close up as frequently.
Holy shit, dude, that would be horrible.
Like, it's every day, cause dude, it's awful because like my friend in question fucking has not been to their first period in 2 weeks because she just sleeps in. Because like when you're getting home at midnight every day, it's not like oh I come home and then I sleep.
Yeah.
No, it's I get off of school and then I go to work hours and then come home and I still have homework.
It's weird that we're at the age where like our friends have jobs. Is that weird to you ever?
Not really. I feel like that's probably because I started selling shit in ninth grade.
Oh well, yeah, that's probably.
So it wasn't as crazy to me back then because like I didn't get a bank account until last year, but
I got a bank account last year too.
Yeah. Don't illegal me, but I was using PayPal before, just to I was buying things, but then I was like, oh shit, I can also receive here, so I started selling. I sold a Spider-Man Homecoming homemade mask to our good friend Beckles.
Oh yeah.
But I think that was like the first person that bought a mask from. If I'm not wrong, I know.
Honor,
that was like the first one that I sold to. I still remember. I was in my biology class, not doing work, and trying to work out payment for that one. But you know, that was a special.
I've been tempted to buy a mask from you only to do a cosplay of Ned wearing Peter's mask in Homecoming.
Oh shit!
just to I don't know why. Like I would.
Yeah, you can recreate that.
Also, that would just be like a really cool. Like I just want a mask. Like I wouldn't like walk around in a whole outfit. I just kind of want a mask. Like how cool would that just be to have one?
You could be like quick change Spider-Man, like my post, me jumping, doing Dane's art.
Also, I still want to kind of do a Doc Ock cosplay.
I feel like it'd be cool. There's not enough fucking cosplay.
I can't do it next I don't think I'm gonna do it for Halloween because for this Halloween I didn't have enough time to do anything. So what I'm gonna do is because my friend Rev keeps always calls me Peter Griffin just to piss me off.
I call you Brian Griffin.
because I'm fat. You know, get it? He calls me Peter Griffin, and so I was planning just to make him laugh. Like I was just gonna buy the full Peter Griffin outfit, like the green pants, the brown shoes, and like the belt, the white button up, and like the glasses, and just like show up at his house Halloween day and just be like, "Hey, what's up?" You know, just make him giggle. You know, that'd be nice. Yeah. But next year, me and my friend Noah want to go as
Peter Griffin.
We want to go as Junkrat and Roadhog because
you've been wanting to do that.
I've been wanting to be Roadhog for so long because I think he's awesome. And then after that, we're gonna do the Subway Surfer idea where he's the runner and I'm the police officer. He's Jake and I'm the police officer running after him, the security guard. That's what we're gonna do the year after. And then one year I wanted to be Winnie the Pooh, just because I love Winnie the Pooh.
Just have your dick hanging out.
No! I was thinking that would not be the fucking costume. That'd be horrible.
Just a red t-shirt, dude.
Just a red t-shirt.
Like a red crop top.
I'll hold like a fucking Michelob Ultra in my hand just the whole day.
Yeah, I would love Benjamin and nothing but a red crop top just walking around.
Like yellow body paint, like crudely painted all over me. Like it's
not even. You can just be just red crop top.
No, I think it's funnier that like I didn't put any effort in putting the paint on myself. Like it's just kind of splashed all over my body. Like, my inner thigh doesn't have anything on it. Like, my entire back doesn't have anything either. It's just kind of like a little bit of my front and my face.
I'd like just fucking red crop top Simpson Ben walking around.
Simpson Ben. Imagine if you, I'm going to steal this bit from fucking Oni Plays, but, like, how scary would it be to just turn into a Simpson?
You go home and you have a big Bart lip.
You have a big Simpsons lip. No, how scary would that be? Just slowly see your tail turn yellow and like just your hair turn spiky or some shit.
I think it'd be funny.
That would be funny, but also very traumatizing.
Like, I don't know, man. I
had a dream once that I woke up and I was in the Family Guy household. It was a real dream I had. Like I woke up, it was my room.
You turned over and everyone was just...
Like I woke up and I was in my room and I walked out of my room like nothing happened, and then I was just walking down the stairs of the Family Guy household.
Everyone was just vomiting, and then came in and said, "Who wants chowder?"
No, I remember specifically. I walked downstairs and I was like, "What? What's happening?" And then Stewie was laying on the floor, kicking his feet, watching the TV. And then Lois was in the kitchen, and Peter and Brian and Megan and Chris weren't there. I think everyone might have been at work and school, right? Like this was literally like the middle of the day or something.
It's just Lois and Stewie hanging out.
And then
Brian? Where's Brian go?
Brian probably went drinking or something. I don't know. Like he might have been sleeping somewhere. I don't know.
He was on a date.
He was probably on a date with one of those hot women. They're like, "Hot, you're funny." So, but I walked down and they weren't paying any attention to me. It was like I was a viewer. And then I woke up. Like that was I don't even know how. I think that was literally when I was in like the 7th grade. I had that dream.
Interesting.
And it just kind of stuck with me. I'm gonna go to sleep tonight, and I'm gonna wake up, and I'm gonna be back there, and they're gonna be like, "You're finally back."
Yeah, we missed you.
We missed you.
Lois is like, "Ma, you've grown so much."
What is this little hair on your chinny chin?
Oh shit, my iPad fell.
Stewie's just like, "Ooh, Ben. I can't believe you're back."
Tries to kill you with a space gun.
Peter Griffin's like, "Oh, Ben, I never even got to meet you. I just started crying, like breaking down.
I'm trapped in the Family Guy world.
I'm trapped in the Family Guy world. I need to leave. What should I do? There's no escaping yet. All you have to do is watch.
Stewie, you have to get me home.
Stewie, you have to get me home.
Reality.
Ryan goes, oh, Stewie, can you do that? And he's like, into my interdimensional portal.
Stewie and Brian are your only hope of getting home.
It's like a Stewie and Brian episode featuring me.
Those are the best episodes.
Those are the best. There's like a whole orchestral like intro of like paintings
That's
of like
right.
me, Brian,
all the
and
budget
Stewie.
goes to those fucking episodes, those Stewie and Brian episodes.
We go on our like crazy adventure, going like dimension hopping, trying to find my dimension, and then we get there, and then I'm like, thank God, finally I'm home. And Stewie's like, I'm gonna miss you, Ben. And
then they leave, and then you open up the door to your house, you walk in, and your mom and dad have Bart Simpson lips, and you're like, oh no!
I'm in the Simpsons.
I'm not home yet!
I'm in the Simpsons home, and I'm like, wait, Stewie, Brian! And they go away.
You have no way of getting home, and you have to code the mouth motherfuckers.
They think I'm weird. My mom sounds like Marge Simpson.
No, everything's the same, just everyone looks like they got Bart Simpson lips.
That's horrifying. Like realistic Bart Simpson lips. That sounds like the worst fucking day of my life.
Just the largest overbites you've ever seen.
I'd probably just kill myself at that point. Like if I had to live in that world.
I'd be like, everyone's a monster.
I'd be really confused and very upset with myself.
Their eyes all bulge from their skulls.
I've already been like through enough trauma that day, going through all these adventures with Dewey and Brian from Family Guy. And then I return home just to see my parents with Simpsons lips. I wouldn't want to live with myself. I would just kill myself at that point. That sounds horrible. It doesn't sound fun. Anyway, we are an hour and 16 minutes into the podcast. I feel like we can go for a little bit longer. I don't know. I'm wondering if I should just call this episode Ben Gets Stuck in the Family Guy Household or something like that.
We've talked about a lot of things.
Yeah, this was a very not lengthy, but this is a very topic-heavy podcast. There's a lot of shit we talked about.
We switched our had good form.
I'm proud of this one. Hopefully nothing bad happens with this one, like every other episode. Something goes wrong.
I'm proud of us. We haven't had to cut anything.
We haven't had to cut anything out at all, actually. We've been pretty consistent with this conversation. But yeah, I mean, I haven't been. I do dream, but I don't remember them fully. Like,
oh
ever.
Yeah, I feel like that's everyone.
And like I remember them when I like wake up. I need to start keeping a dream journal again because I kept one for a while, and then I just stopped.
I'm sure. So that's where a lot of creative ideas.
This one I had was like a Black Mirror episode.
Well, already it's probably terrifying.
I remember I killed a guy, and then I went to prison, but it was like a futuristic prison where instead of keeping you in a cell, they kept you in like a game. And when I got there, I like landed, and there was like a room with a bunch of sleeping bags on the floor, right? But no one was in the room, and there was like a little door that said Water World, and another one that said Resting Room, and then there was a big door.
Water World, like the fucking.
And then there was a big door that said...
Did they just force you to play the fucking Virtual Boy version of that game forever?
No. There was a big door that said 500 credits to enter, right? And what I figured out while being in this prison was that I had to explore the water world and, like, do achievements to earn 500 credits, and then I'd be able to move to a more comfortable, like, spot of the prison. So it was kind of like, and so then I went in there and I made a friend, and like while I was in the water world, and we found an old like dusty, rusty chest underwater, and we opened it, and there was a it had a label on it like a video game, and it said Officer Shotgun, and it was a shotgun that belonged to an officer. So my friend just hid it under the sand and then like swam away. But then like somehow the prison found out and moved all of us to the cleaning facility. And when I got there, I walked in, and then they told me I had kitchen duty, so I started walking over to the kitchen. And when I walked in there, my entire family was cooking and cleaning the kitchen. Like, cooking dinner and cleaning. And I was like, what the fuck? And I already been in prison for a few years, so I started freaking out. And I started like, crying. And I ran over and hugged my grandma specifically. And I went, Grandma, what the fuck? Like, how are you here? What? And then slowly, as I was hanging out with him and like feeling happy, I was like, these aren't my parents. And I realized these were like robots that they made to make me feel more comfortable in the kitchen and work.
Wow.
And then I went to my grandpa and I said, are you a robot? And then he went in like a really detailed fucking discussion about how he wasn't really like a robot, but he was more of my imagination. And then that's where my dream ended and I woke up.
That's really interesting. You should do something with
like that I just had
Nobody
that dream.
steal it. For everyone listening, don't steal that.
That's just a dream I had, and I was just like, what the fuck?
That's cool.
It was so emotional. Like, I remember crying and, like, feeling that pain of, like, I'm finally seeing my whole family after years of being in prison.
That's a cool idea. You should do something.
I should cut this whole part out and just, like, keep this to myself. Make a show out of it or something. Or, like, a movie.
Well, you got an idea for a show.
I got a couple ideas for shows, actually. I've come up with a couple new ones. Anyway, we're like an hour and 21 minutes in. I doubt I'm going to do anything with that idea. Just fucking don't steal it, though. I want
to say something, but I got so lost in this premise that you pitched to me just now.
I mean, if you can remember it, say it now or forever hold your peace.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it was going to be about dreams, but I can't remember.
Well,
so
tough luck, dumb fuck.
Yeah.
Tough luck.
That one really got you, huh?
Because it rhymed. That's why it got me. Because I didn't want it to rhyme. I just said it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed episode. What the fuck episode is this? 6? 5? I don't know.
4? 3? 2?
1? Enjoy whatever episode of Slightly Derivative Podcast. There may be a guest next time. Who knows?
Mayhaps.
Huh?
I said mayhaps.
Mayhaps, you know? Thank you for listening. Subscribe. Watch the Springfield Beast. Didn't get enough views.
Follow Bomb Squad Comics on Twitter and
follow
Instagram.
Bomb Squad. There's a cool thing. Probably, I don't know if it's going to be out by then, but...
We're aiming for fall. We're getting pretty close. Our secret project for everyone that's in, I guess, that, you know, that knows what the talk. It's all drawn. Dane has penciled every page of it, so it's just up to me to color it. Xavier's letter. So, it's on its way. So get ready. Also, Contest Ashes 2 is coming pretty soon as well.
Everything's coming. I'm working on some stuff. All right, so just keep on the lookout. More Slightly Derivatives to come. If we keep episodes like this where we just don't say anything, they'll be pretty fast when they come out. So just, you know
when
what?
we don't say anything.
When we just don't say anything absurd.
Or we just don't talk about our plans to disestablish the government.
I gotta cut that out. Alright, so subscribe, hit that notification bell. Yell at YouTube for not putting my things in the sub box.
Yell at YouTube for making horrible decisions about fucking channels with characters for children.
Yeah, just not getting notifications, comments, or like, or whatever.
That kid, dude, I don't know why. I'm surprised like less people are talking about that than usual.
Spread that, please.
That could have ruined so many channels.
That could have ruined like Xavier.
Dude, that could ruin Cinema Massacre because I talk about fucking video, like fucking Batman, like that video, the Angry Video Game Nerd episode, anything with a mob. That could entire channels.
Leaving off on a high note. Anyway, glad we didn't have to cut anything out. See you later.
Oh my.